Hello there, ROS developers, and welcome to a new open class, number 160. And today we have a special open class. It's not going to be like the usual ones that we have. Today we are going to be working with a real robot, a ROSbot 2R by Husarion. I will show it to you in a moment. So yeah, welcome everybody, and I hope that you enjoy this special format of open class where we are going to be working. We are going to start by setting up from zero the robot, how to set up all the connections, and then we are going to run some demos in ROS2 with this robot. So yeah, let's not lose any more time and let's go for it. So let me first of all switch to my computer screen to make sure that everything is correct. Let me see. Let me go to the open class so that I can see the chat and read everything. Okay, I can see that you are already writing here. All right, many people are around. Let me know, please, if the image is correct, if the sound is correct. Good afternoon from Denmark, says Kenzo. Good afternoon. Hello, Diego, Yeri Pili. Hello, everybody. Daniel Correa says all okay. Perfect. Yeah, it looks like my image here has freezed, but yeah, in my other computer is okay, so I suppose everything is correct. Okay, then as always, as usual, we are going to get started by getting a copy of the rosject, of today's rosject. Okay, then in order to do this, I don't know if this is your first open class or not. However, it's very simple. All you have to do is to click on this button that you have right above the chat here, which is fork, and open the class rosject. Okay, so I'm going to click here myself, and this is going to generate a copy of the rosject to your account, and as you can see, it's going to also automatically open it. All right, then here at the right side you have the streaming area where you can see the live video. You have also access to the chat here in case that you want to type your comments, questions, whatever. Simon confirms that sound and video are okay. All right, then yeah, so here at the right side you have the streaming area. You can move to other tabs. You can set it up as you want. And this is the main area of the rosject, which might take some seconds to fully load. But after it loads, you are going to see that it contains a rosject, which is basically the one that we are going to be following. Yeah, it contains all the instructions and all the step-by-step that we are going to be following. In this case, it's going to be a bit different than the usual open classes because usually whatever I am doing here from my side, you can do the same from your rosject, right? In this case, it's going to be a bit special because well, if you have a ROSbot of your own, which would be really interesting, then you can also replicate basically almost everything that I'm going to be doing. Otherwise, you are going to have to watch what I am doing, let's say, in this case. But in any case, if in the future you get your own ROSbot, you can come back to the video and see all the steps because they are going to help you in order to set it up. All right, so yeah, here I have my rosject already loaded, and yeah, so today's class it's in collaboration with Husarion, who is the company that has built this amazing. Not only this one, there are other models. Today we are going to be working with one specific model, which is the ROSbot 2R. All right. Then it's this little guy that you can see here in the image. I'm going to show it to you live in a moment. Yeah, but it's a very interesting robot because it allows you to do many things. All right, it's very good for beginners, for instance. If you want to start practicing your ROS programs, ROS2 programs, but it contains a laser sensor, a point cloud sensor, so it has also tools that allow you to do more advanced things. Yeah, so it covers a wide range of developers, let's say. And another of the things that I really love about this robot is that it's really, really easy to set up. Yeah, you will see it in a moment that we are going to set it up and start working with it, which is something that I consider very, very important for our robot, because you don't want to spend hours there trying to connect to the robot. Yeah, what you want is to go directly to the meat. You want to start using it to move it, to get the sensors data, to start creating your own programs, right? So really, really interesting in this sense. And let me get some drink. Also, another very interesting feature is that you can use it with both ROS and ROS2. Yeah, this is amazing, okay, because it's not limiting you to one version. So you can use it with ROS1 if you want, but you can use it with ROS2 or even with both. Yeah, so it allows you to practice both ROS distributions, which is really amazing. And I left you here a link, some links, if you want to check it. I really recommend you because it's a great robot to as I said, for beginners to start working on your own personal projects, but also for more advanced users, it's super, super interesting. Okay, they have different robots also depending on your needs. You have the link here, and down here also I left you the quick start guide for this specific robot, for the ROSbot 2R, with all the different steps required in order to start using it, which is super fast, as I have already mentioned. All right, then sorry, I'm going to be drinking a bit during the class. I'm having some throat issues this week, so I'll try to stay hydrated. All right, then the first step in order to start working with the robot would be, of course, to unbox it. Yeah, so this specific model, the ROSbot 2R, is going to come with a very nice case like this one, and it comes with all the components that are required in order to set it up. All right, then let me already switch to my new point of view. So today I have this point of view. Let's see, what do you think about it? Let's switch to it right now. There we go. All right, so here I am. Hello, hello. Okay, so I have this new point of view so that you can really see the robot. I have it right here. All right, here you have it. All right, this is the one that I have here, ROSbot 2R. Okay, I have also here some of the things that come with the robot, like the charger. I have it right here. Yeah, the power supply. It also comes with the robot. In this case, it also comes with more things that I have already integrated in mine. Okay, let me move already the charger and the power supply. Because I'm not going to be using it, and this way I have more space for the robot. It also comes, let me show it to you right here. It comes with this adapter, yeah, which it's USB on one side and Ethernet on another one. Yeah, this Ethernet cable, I have it connected to my laptop, of course. All this comes with the robot, and it also brings the Wi-Fi antenna that I have already mounted in my robot right here, and with the LiPo batteries. Let me show all this to you again from this other point of view. Yeah, so as you can see, it's not only the robot, but the power supply, the batteries, the Wi-Fi antenna, the USB to Ethernet adapter, which I have just shown to you, right? And about the batteries, I have them also already mounted. Yeah, they are mounted in here in the bottom. You have to unscrew 2 screws. Very simple. I'm sorry. And they are mounted right here, okay? I have them already mounted to save time, because otherwise it would take a lot of time just to mount it. And these open classes, as you know, are very limited in time. So there are some things that I have already made previous to starting it. But yeah, so all this comes already with the robot, okay? So once you have done all these initial steps, which basically can be summarized into, let me come back to the notebook, can be summarized to the mounting part basically is to insert the batteries into the robot, which is done in 1 minute, and mounting the Wi-Fi antenna, which is done in 30 seconds, okay? Then the next step would be to charge the batteries, okay, which is also very simple. I have them already charged, but I have added also a link here that you can check on how to do it, but it's also very simple, okay, with the power adapter and charger. Very simple to charge the batteries, of course. And then there is a last step, which is to flash the OS image, okay? So for the newest robots, if you decide to buy this robot after the 13th of November, then you will already get a micro SD card with an OS image flashed into it, okay, the latest one. In case that you have an old version of the robot, then you might want to flash the newest version, okay. I have not added these details here into this guide, but you can come here to the quick start guide, and right here you are going to have all the images available for downloading, okay? So it's super simple. In case that you have an old version, you can come here, just download the image that you are interested in, and flash it into the SD card with any program, like for instance the Balena, okay? Very, very simple. In my case, I already have it flashed, so I'm going to skip this step, all right? Yeah, so far so good. What do you think about the new camera of the robot? Do you like it? Yeah, you can see the robot pretty well. Yeah. Daniel Correa is asking, are you going to use Galactic? No, I'm going to be using the Humble one. I'm going to be using Humble. Okay, so this rosject, if you check it, it's based on Humble, and the one that I'm going to be using is Humble as well. New camera looks good. Okay, all right, so once you have unboxed the robot, mounted it completely, and you have the SD card inserted in the robot, by the way, let me very quickly show it to you, because the SD card goes here in one of the sides of the robot, all right? So not in this one, but in the other one, I'm going to show it to you here. You see that there is a small opening, and right here is where you can insert the SD card, okay? Very simple. You just insert it a little bit and push it, and it goes inside this side of the robot, okay? So once you have everything ready, the next step would be to connect to the robot, right? Then here again, we have a couple of options, but we are going to do one for this open class. So The first one, which is it's the typical one, which is to use a display, a mouse and a keyboard and an HDMI cable and connect directly to the robot with a screen, and then you can connect like that directly. Okay, this is not very easy to show from an open class. Okay, so the one that I have personally done for setting up this robot is to use the Ethernet adapter. Okay, so this is also very simple, and all you have to do is you have to set a static IP address on your local computer. Okay, then this I am not going to show the details now, because basically it depends a lot on the computer that you use, the OS that you are using. Yeah, based on that, the process is going to change. But if you look over the internet for this, set a static IP address. You are going to see many tutorials for any operating system. Okay, it's a pretty simple process. You will see. So in my case, I have this already done. So once you have it, you're going to use this Ethernet to USB adapter to connect to your robot. Okay? How? Very simple. So let me show it to you like this. Okay? Then you have the Ethernet adapter. Then you are going to plug the USB end here to the rear part of the robot. Let me do it right now here. There we go. Okay? And of course, the other end with the Ethernet cable, it's plugged to the computer. Okay? And you have done the setup of the static IP address for your computer, which has some specifications. So it has to be in the subnet, in this subnet. Okay? 192.168.77.0/24. Okay? Then and you have to set this. This is an example. Yeah, the mask is going to be 255.255.255.0. Then once you have done this setup, you can connect from your local computer with the following SSH command. Okay, SSH Husarion, the user, and the IP of the robot, which is going to be this one. Okay, so I'm going to do this right now here. Okay, then let me switch to my computer screen. Not this one, but this one, sorry. There we go. Okay, so let me pop up here the shell that I have opened here in my Windows system, by the way. Here I am working in a Windows system. Then I have added here. Okay, so here you should see right now the prompt shell that I have here for my local computer, right? Then what I'm going to do now is to connect here from my local computer using the Ethernet connection to the robot. All right? Then for this, as indicated in the notebook, the command is SSH Husarion at 192.168.77.2. All right? And nothing is happening. Why? The answer is going to surprise you, because I have not booted the robot. Okay, so very important. Yeah. So of course, before trying to connect to it, you have to boot it. Yeah. And to boot it is very simple. Here from the also from the rear side of the robot, you have yeah, kind of a button here that you can to boot the robot. It's right here. I'm going to boot it right now. You will see that some lights are going to start here. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. Yeah, I think you can, yeah. It has two red lights at present. Okay, there we go. So let's wait until it boots. It might take up to 1 minute, something like this. We can ping to the IP of the robot, meanwhile, to see when it's going to be available. There it goes. So now it is already available, or not. Yeah. Okay. So now, yeah, let's move here. All right. So now I see that the pings have started working. So let me run again the SSH command, and the password for the Husarion user is Husarion. And there we go. So right now I am already inside the robot using the Ethernet connection. All right. Sorry, let me get some more water here. By the way, have you seen, probably most of you have already seen it, but let me show you my super Mac here of I'm a ROS developer. All right. So I am connected to the robot through the Ethernet connection, okay? Then once I am inside the robot, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to set up the Wi-Fi, okay? So let me come back here. I'm going to take out for one moment the prom shell, okay? I will bring it back when I start using it again. But let me just show for a moment where we are at. So we have completed the Ethernet connection, which is step 2. And we are inside the robot using this SSH command. Then now what we are going to do is to set up the Wi-Fi connection, okay? Because so usually most of the times we are going to we don't want to have to be plugged into the robot to work with it, right? So it's more convenient to be connected through Wi-Fi. But for being able to do this, we need to first set it up, okay? And this is also very, very simple. You will see it in a moment. So all we have to do is to edit this specific file that I am showing here. I will show it right now in the prom shell, don't worry. Then you have to edit this file, this YALM file, and insert right here the ID of your Wi-Fi connection and the password in these 2 lines here. Yeah, only this. So you look for these 2 lines of the access point, and you enter here the ID of your Wi-Fi network and the password, and you save. That's it. Okay? Sorry. Then, after that, we are going to run this command, netplan apply. This is going to apply the network changes. All right. And then we can confirm and check that the robot is actually connected to the Wi-Fi network with this command here. Okay. We are going to do all this in a moment. Right. Okay. Then let's go for it. So let me show again here in the screen the terminal. There we go. Then let's start by the beginning. So first of all, we have this file here, right? So let me copy here the path of this file. And I'm going to use, for instance, the vi editor and paste here the path to the file. Yeah, sudo vi and the path to the file. There we go. Okay, and now here I have to look for this access points part, which is exactly it's line 24, yeah? And the ones that you have to edit to change are lines 25 and 26. So here, as you can see, I have my Wi-Fi network, which is this one. Here you would put yours, and this is the password, okay? Then, once the file is edited, in order to apply the changes, you run the command sudo netplan apply, yeah? So, let's run it ourselves here. Sudo netplan apply, okay? And now, in order to confirm that my robot is now connected to the Wi-Fi network, I can run this iw get ID command, yeah? So sudo iw get ID. There you go. So here it's returning to me the Wi-Fi network, my Wi-Fi network, so I can confirm that the robot, my ROSbot robot, is right now connected to the Wi-Fi. Okay, perfect. So at this point, I can already unplug the Ethernet cable. Yeah, so I'm going to do that right now. Let me switch to my robot camera. And what I'm going to do right now is to unplug, which is this one, unplug the Ethernet cable. Let's go for it. There we go. Unplug it. So I'm no longer connected to it, right? So of course now the terminal, as you can see, let me go back to my computer screen. So the terminal, as you can see, has lost the connection, yeah, because I was connected through Ethernet, and I have unplugged right now the cable, okay? So, but now my robot is already configured and it's connected to the Wi-Fi network. So actually, there is one more step that I have not done, okay? Which is this one, yeah? So after you confirm that you are connected to the Wi-Fi network, you can run this command to get the IP of the robot, okay? Let me reconnect the robot one moment in order to show it. Oops. Some random effects came here. All right. Okay, can you see the, yeah, you can see the terminal, what I am doing. All right, so sudo. Okay, see, so the robot is already connected to the Wi-Fi network. Then, now, you can run the sudo ifconfig command, which is going to return you all the network configuration of the robot. You are going to see many different networks here. In my case, this is because I have some Docker containers running in the background. Okay, well, not in the background, in the robot, I have some Docker containers running already. But if this is the first time that you are running the robot, you are not going to see all of this, okay? You will see the Ethernet and the WLAN, which is the Wi-Fi. Yeah, this is an important one. So from this one, from this WLAN 0, pay attention to the IP, okay? This is the IP of your robot. Okay, so look for this IP and save it somewhere, okay? Because this is how you are going to be able to connect to the robot now, all right? In my case, it's 192.168.1.158, yeah? So now, again, yes, I'm going to unplug the Ethernet cable one more time from here. Let me unplug it. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to be kicked out here in the shell prompt, as you can see. Here I am, okay? But now, I'm going to be able to connect using this new IP that I have just saved, okay? So, let's run this command now, ssh husarion at 192.168.1.158. 192.168. Yeah, it's this IP. It's the IP of the Wi-Fi network. Okay. So let's run the command. There we go. The password is Husarian, of course, again. And there we go. So I am back again connected to the robot now using the Wi-Fi network. Yeah. So my robot right now is not plugged to anything, right? My robot right now is not plugged to anything. Okay. So I have connected to the robot now using the Wi-Fi network. Perfect. So I have just set up the Wi-Fi network and I am able now to connect to my robot using this Wi-Fi. All right. So at this point, basically the setup is done. Okay. So now I can start working with ROS in my robot. Yeah. Let me very quickly hide here again the prompt. I will show it again later. Yeah. So let's say that at this point, the robot is set up already. See? Super simple. Okay. So now we are going to already start working with ROS, with our robot. Okay. I can see there Yuhon, who is enjoying the class. Yeah. Are you guys following more or less? Yes, no? I know that this is a little bit different than usual, where I always ask you to be doing all the steps. In this case, we are working with a real robot, so it's a bit different, but I think it's also super interesting. It is very interesting, says Welling. Okay. Your explanation is very clear, says Joel. Thanks a lot. Okay. And all the so all these camera changes from my computer to the real robot, adding the shell prompt that I am using and so on. I hope that it's not very confusing. Okay, but I see that you are following and you are liking it, so that's great. Simon says, will you do a lesson with a gazebo simulation of the ROSbot like you did for ROS1? Not today. So today we are going to only work with the real robot, but there are simulations of the ROSbot for gazebo. Yeah, so maybe another day we can work with a ROSbot simulation for sure. But today, no. Today we are going to be working only with the real robot. Okay, no simulations today. All right. So what to do now? Then, well, there are many things. So you can have ROS installed in your local computer and use it from there. Whatever. In any case, the easiest way to start working with ROS in the ROSbot robot is to use the Docker images. Yeah. So there is a set of Docker images which are already prepared so that you can start working with ROS or ROS2 in your robot. Yeah. In just a few minutes. Okay. So we are going to do this right now. Then let me show again the terminal. Here, there we go. Okay. Remember, so here I am inside the robot using the Wi-Fi network. Okay. Then here I can run the command docker compose pull that you can see here in the notebook as well. Yeah. Then this command is going to pull all the required Docker images. In my case, I have it already done. Okay, so just to save time, but just by running this command, docker compose pull, you are getting to get all the basic ROS images for your ROSbot. Okay, very, very simple. Then there is also this step that let me show it like this. This step here is only necessary, as I have added here as a note, is only necessary if you have just flashed the new OS image, okay? So if you have an old, if you purchased the ROSbot robot some months ago, let's say, and you have to flash the latest OS image, like I have shown at the beginning, one of these ones, then you are going to have to flash the firmware with this command, okay? I added this here just for reference. Otherwise, you can skip this step, okay? I'm going to skip it because in my case, this is not necessary. All right? Then, okay, then once you have pulled the Docker images, all you have to do is to run this super basic command. Docker compose app ROSbot microROS, yeah? So you are going to use Docker compose in order to start these two containers, ROSbot and microROS. So let me do it myself here. In my case, actually, I have them already running. Well, no, I don't have them running, so this is perfect because I'm going to start them now. Okay, so Docker compose app -d ROSbot microROS. Let me copy this command and run it here myself in the shell. I think I didn't copy them properly. There we go. Okay. Super simple command. There we go. And the ROS system is already working in my robot. What do you think? Super, super easy, right? So right now I can already run a ROS2 topic list. And I can see the topics of the robot. I have the command bell that I can use to move the robot. So my robot is already working with ROS. Yeah, I can already communicate with it using ROS, in this case ROS2, as you can see. Yeah? As simple as this. Then there is a very interesting thing. Oh, I was not showing, damn it. Okay. Yeah, sorry for that. I was not showing. There we go. Here you have it. Right? Yeah. Yeah, so I run this command, docker compose app -d microROS. Okay? And after this command, I already have access to the topics of the robot. As simple as this. Yeah? So all I have done is to pull some Docker images with this command here, docker compose pull, yeah, and start these containers with the docker compose app. And my robot is already working with ROS2. Yeah? So, there we go. All right, then there is one interesting thing. So, well, at this point, let's actually do very quickly the teleop demo, because right now, my robot is already working with ROS2. So in order to verify this, what I'm going to do is to, is to run a teleoperation node, right? So let me copy this one, come to my terminal, paste. Okay, I didn't copy it. Let's try again. Sometimes this is not copy. Okay, let me just type it. ROS2 run teleop twist keyboard teleop twist keyboard. Yeah. So let me run the ROS2 teleoperation node. Here. And I'm going to try start moving the robot. Did I execute it? Yeah, so sometimes the shell is kind of freezing, but I think it's a problem of the Windows prompt itself. Yeah, here it is. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to do another trick, which is to switch myself down here with the robot, because I'm going to try to move it here. Well, actually, let me just show you the full robot. There we go. And now, just by pressing the keys, you will see here with my right hand, I can press the keys and the robot starts moving. Okay? So, let me move it, let me be careful. I don't want the robot to fall off the table. Yeah, there we go. Okay? So, just by using the keys, I am already controlling my robot with ROS2. Super simple setup, as you can see. Okay? All right, so now there is one more thing that I wanted to show you here. So let me stop the teleoperation node, which is very interesting. And it's I'm talking about it here in the notes, which is this restart flag in the Docker Compose file. Yeah, so let me open it here. So we can have a look here at the compose YAML file. And if we check here, for instance, ROSbot container, it contains this restart configuration, which is set to unless stopped. Okay, what does this mean? This means that if you restart your robot, so now you, for whatever reason, you stop it. I just stop the robot and I come after 1 hour and I boot it again. So with this flag here, restart unless stop, when I boot again my robot, the container, this Docker container, is going to be automatically started. So what does this mean? This means that every time I boot my robot, it's going to be already prepared with all the ROS systems running. Amazing, right? So this is a very interesting feature that we can configure here with Docker. And that here it's done like this. So whenever you restart the robot, you don't have to restart again the containers and everything. It's going to be automatically done, which is super convenient. Okay? All right. So let's keep advancing. Yeah, so basically that's it. So at this point, we have already finished it. There are some more things that we are going to do now. But yeah, with this, we have already set up the robot and we are already working with it in ROS2. So now we have just run a teleoperation node, but now I could clone a repo of my own here and start running my own programs with the robot, right? So now the robot is already prepared to work with ROS2 in this case. Okay, so super simple. Then yeah, so now we are going to do some extra things, some interesting things that you can do with the robot as well. The first thing is to run this remote desktop container. Sorry. Let me refill my water. All right, so okay, yeah. So this remote desktop, it's an interesting feature. Let me show it to you very quickly here. So you can run it with this command here in the terminal. Yeah, so let me get out of the file. Then actually in my case, if I run I have it already running. So what I'm going to do is to stop it. Docker stop remote desktop. I'm going to stop it and remove it. And docker rem remote desktop. Okay, now it's gone. Yeah, it's no longer running. All right, so I'm going to run this command from 0. Try to copy it. There we go. Now I have it running. Okay, so what does this do? Very simple. So what with this, what I can do is to access to the ROSbot computer using a very simple URL like this. Yeah. So now with this Docker, with this remote desktop container running in the robot, I can use this URL. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to open it actually here. Let me take out the prompt so that you can see it. There we go. Yeah. So with this URL, you have to just substitute here the IP address of your robot. In my case, it's 192.168.1.158. Yeah. Press enter, and as simple as this, I am right now inside the ROSbot computer. Okay, so this is the ROSbot computer. See, and here I can do what, for instance, you can open a Terminator here, and you are going to see the topics running. And so on. Yeah. So an interesting feature that just by running this remote desktop container, you have access through a web page to the computer of the ROSbot. Yeah. So there we go. Okay. So now what we are going to see is how to connect to the ROSbot with ROSDS. Yeah, so it's also a very simple process that you can connect just in a few clicks to your ROSbot robot. Yeah, so how it's done? Well, if you buy a ROSbot robot, you are going to get a code. Yeah, you are going to be provided with a code, which is something like this. It has this format: TC with capital letters, dash, and then followed by some random numbers and characters. Yeah. Then with this code, you can very easily configure your robot in ROSDS to connect to it. How it is done? Let me show it to you very quickly. So you would come here to the construct page. Come to the real robots section, yeah, and here in the real robots area, you have this section which is your registered robots, right? So here you can choose to, as you can see, I have 2 here already, yeah, but in case that you don't have any robot here, so, and you have just bought a ROSbot robot and you have your code, the construct code, you will come here and click on register new robot. Yeah, and here you choose the option manufacturer registration. Okay, this option here, and click on register, and then you insert the code here, which is TC and whatever. Okay, you would copy and paste your code here and click on assign. okay? I'm not going to do it because for my robot, for this robot, I have already done this process, yeah? But as you can see, it's super simple with 3 clicks, yeah? Then once you click on assign, you are going to get your robot here as a registered robot. In my case, my ROSbot is this one. It's the one named My Husarion, okay? Then, what now? Okay, so once you have your robot registered, you can connect to it from any rosject. So for instance, we have already a rosject, I have already a rosject open here, right? Then since I have my robot registered, I can come here to the real robot button, here in the bottom section of the rosject, and I'm going to have my registered robots available here. So now I can connect to the ROSbot, which is this one in my case, by just clicking here on connect. Yeah. It's going to take a few seconds and I'm going to be connected to the real ROSbot. Okay, Meher, don't worry. There it is, almost finished. There we go. Okay. So here you have all this step by step in the notebook. Yeah, real robots, register new robot, manufacturer registration, and you insert your code here. Yeah, and then just by from any rosject, you can come to your to the real robots button and connect to any robot that you have registered. Okay. Now. Okay, so now we are going to run a demo here with our real ROSbot from ROSDS, okay? So the first thing that we are going to do is to access through SSH here, using SSH Husarion at Husarion, Husarion at Husarion. Okay, this might be because I need to, let me see. Sorry, who's on it? Okay, so yeah, so my daemon stopped it, so I need to restart it. There we go. Okay, so let's run it now. And there we go. Okay, so here we are again inside the robot. Then what I'm going to do now is to start another container, okay, for navigation 2. Then you can get this demo, the navigation 2 demo, from this Git. In my case, I have already downloaded this. As you can see, it's here. Yeah, I have it already downloaded in my robot. Is this ROSbot mapping VPN? Okay. Then again, it's the same process as before. All right. So you can pull all the required Docker images with a Docker compose pull. Yeah. In my case, I have it already done, so I'm not going to repeat it. Yeah, but I'm adding these commands here just for reference, okay? So I have already downloaded the repo, I have already pulled the Docker images. Then, in order to start them, I would use the Docker Compose app, right? But before starting the navigation to demo, it's important that I stop the other containers that I have already running. Yeah, so let me do this. Let me stop the ones that I have running here. Yeah, these two, the micro ROS and Husarion. Okay, so sorry, it's micro ROS and ROSbot. Yeah, so let me come here and stop the containers. The ones that I started at the beginning in the first demo, right? So let me stop them. There we go. They are stopped. Okay, yeah. And now I can start the new ones, which are going to start all the ROS2 nodes required for the navigation to mapping demo. So let me run this. And there it goes. Okay. All right. An interesting thing that you cannot see is that here, let me switch to my real robot. As you can see, the laser, this is the LiDAR, yeah, has started spinning, which means that it's working now. Yeah. So now I am receiving, the laser is generating laser readings. Okay. Let me go back. All right, so now I can open a new terminal here in RVs. Let me open a new terminal and run directly RVs2, for instance. Let me start RVs2 here. And after some seconds, RVs2 is going to be loaded, and I should be able to visualize the mapping process from RVs2. Yeah. Remember that in order to visualize RVs2, you have to open the graphical tools window. Yeah, it's this button down here. It's automatically opened after some seconds, as you can see. So here, my RVs2 is being loaded. And let's see. I am not getting anything right now. Why is it? I'm sorry. Interesting. Let me try to restart it. So it's not showing properly here. Let me try to restart the container. Maybe something happened on boot up that I missed. Volker is asking, this is possible with any ROS2 machine? What do you mean with this, Volker? I'm not sure what do you mean with this is possible. What exactly? There are some... Okay, let me restart RVs. Maybe it's related to RVs. Okay, so I'm not sure why this is failing. Okay, let me try another thing. Connecting from rosject. through VPN. Well, in this case, yeah. So technically, it's possible from. So what you mean is if it's possible to connect from the rosject to any ROS2 machine. Volker. Okay. Let me. Yes, it's possible. Yeah. Yeah. So the endpoint machine, the machine that you want to connect to, needs to have something installed. Okay. There are some things that need to be done in the machine in order to establish this connection. Okay, but it's very simple. So it can be done. It can be done by executing a simple script, but I think there are some videos explaining how to do this. It's pretty easy to do. Okay, I'm not going to cover it here, but yes. So the short answer is that you can do it. Volker, you just need to execute a very simple script that it's auto-generated by the system. Yes. So, okay, let me try one more thing. I don't know why this ROS2 is not working, but I'm going to try to control it anyways. So let me try to run here the teleop. Let me get. Yeah. So we should be seeing something like this with the robot, the laser readings, the map being generated. I tested it right before the class and it was working. Now I'm not sure why it's not working. I would need to have a look at it, but let me try if I can run the teleop node in any case. Oh, I can see Dominic here. Hello, Dominic. Maybe check the etc host content and compare it with emp. Yeah, that could be. Let me see if. Yeah, the robot, I cannot move it either, so it could be something like that. So this, in theory, should be done, but maybe something happened there. No, sorry, it's here. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so for some reason this was changed, has been, the changes were removed. In any case, for what I'm doing here, don't worry, because this, for you, it's going to be automatically done, okay? So all this is going to be automatically handled in case that you try it. So here, let me try to do it very quickly. So sudo emp. Yeah, so here it should be 3xterm, and also, if I'm not wrong, I think that we need to change the LiDAR, right? Ah, no, this is correct. This is correct. This has not changed, I think. Okay. Yeah, I think that the LiDAR is correct. So let me just change this. 3xterm. Okay. All right. Okay, let's restart ROS2. Okay, and now it's working. Yeah, so it was that. Thanks a lot, Dominic. Dominic is working for Husarion, so yeah. Thanks for giving me the hint. And here you have basically already the yeah. So here we have RVs. We are receiving the laser data right here. So for instance, you can see that I am right now moving the hand, and you can see that the readings right here are changing, right? So I'm going to do one more trick so that you can see what's going on. Let me just activate. I'm going to change the camera here to this one. Okay, much better. Yeah. So now you can see what's going on here, and for instance, you can see that the let me remove for a second the map. Yeah. So these red areas are the laser readings, and you can see, for instance, if I move the hand here over the laser, how I am blocking. See? All right. So and of course we can also move the robot here. I'm going to also run the teleop node and move a little bit the robot here, and we should see how the map is being updated and so on. So let me move a bit the robot here. There we go. See? And as I move the robot, the map is being generated. Okay? So, yeah, this is the demo that I wanted to show using using the connection through ROSDS, which, as you have seen, is also super simple. Then let me stop this. And yeah, so with this, basically, we are done. Then the last thing I wanted to mention is about the latest release. So the guys at Husarion have released lately the Husarnet 2.0 VPN for ROS. Sorry. Okay. Then this Husarnet 2.0, of course, it includes many upgrades with respect to the previous version. For instance, one of the most important ones is that Husarnet 2.0 allows you to manage very easily not only one single device, but the whole network from the command line interface. Yeah. Also, it includes many upgrades and improvements into the command line interface. So let me try very quickly here to run a command, Husarnet status, which you can see here. It's using the 2.0 CLA, the latest one, and you can get many information from here, like the Husarnet IP here, local Husarnet IP, the different connections. Yeah. Information about the connections, etc., and many more. So if you want to learn more about this, I have left you here a link to a post that the guys at Husarion have created, and which contains much more detailed information. Very interesting. So give it a look and give it a read. And yeah, so for my part, I'm going to leave it here. So we have done all the demonstrations. As you can see, in basically 1 hour, we have set up the robot. We have connected to it and controlled the robot using ROS2 from our local computer. We have also set up the connection to ROSDS. So yeah, amazing robot, super interesting robot. Let me switch here to give the protagonism to the little guy. So amazing robot, very nice robot, many interesting features. It allows you to work with it in ROS2, ROS1. Super simple to set up and to work with, as you have been able to see on this open class. laser sensor, point cloud sensor, which also allows you to do very interesting things like autonomous navigation. It allows you to do some perception things with the point cloud. So it's a super interesting robot, and very it can be used by beginners and by more advanced developers for your own research, for creating your own personal project, for many things. So yeah, amazing robot. Give it a look. You have all the links here in the notebook of the ROSject. And yeah, so I'm going to leave it here. Thanks a lot to Husarion for allowing us to show this robot in this open class. And yeah, this is a bit strange for me because I'm not used to be on this camera, so I don't know very well where to look. But yeah, the camera is there. Okay, yeah. So let me switch to my regular computer, to my regular camera already. And yeah, thanks a lot. I'm going to before leaving, let me do one quick thing. I'm going to activate here the rate form so that I can get some feedback from you, and you can let us know if you liked the open class, if you have enjoyed it. Since today we have done a new format, I think it's interesting that you can rate it. So there it goes. So now in just a few moments you should see a rating form appearing here. So you can rate from 1 to 5 stars the open class, if you liked it, if not. Okay, so it's going to be interesting feedback from you. And Simon says, thank you, speedy recovery with your throat. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, especially it's hard with these classes where I have to keep talking and my throat gets dry. But yeah, well, with some water, it can be handled easily. Don, happy day. Thanks a lot, Meher, Simon, Wayne, Joel, Meher. Well, thanks to everybody that has been during the class. I hope that you liked it, that you enjoyed it, that you have learned something new. And as always, I'm going to see you again next Tuesday with the next open class. And until then, take care and keep pushing your ROS learning. Bye-bye.